G'day everyone, welcome to the 2021 Dolls Point Classic. This is the first race we've been able to get off the ground in 4 attempts because of fires, huge winds, a plague. So at this late stage, probably only a famine can stop tomorrow's race from going. This is the race briefing. My name's Mark Sundin, I'm the race director. And the race is brought to you by the Sutherland Shire Canoe Club and of course Dolls Point Paddlers, the world famous Dolls Point Paddlers. We have to do the briefing like this because of the COVID rules, so it's a little bit weird standing on a beach talking to a GoPro at 7 o'clock on a Friday morning. Bear with me while I run through the instructions for the race and the safety protocols. There are a few rules for the race. First and foremost, every single craft out on the water is a safety boat. So if you see someone having a problem, if you see a capsize, don't paddle past. Make sure they're okay. If they can't get back in, hang about until they do or until a rescue boat arrives. Your time spent helping out will obviously be addressed by the timekeepers and given back to you. So it's far more important that we all come back in one piece than we do a PB. The race will start down at this end of the beach. The western end of the little beach in front of the sailing club. Nice straight line, approximately out in line with the marker can that you can see out there. Across to the pink buoy that you'll see is permanently positioned in the bay. It'll be a stationary start from the race start boat. You'll hear a horn. Don't cheat. If you cheat, not only will you look like a knob, but you won't have any mates. From the gun, you'll head out to a marker to the south, out just on the channel of the entrance to the Georges River. It's about 500 metres out back there. You'll turn around that with the can on your left and then head north up into Botany Bay, around Dolls Point and onto the course. Down here at Dolls Point, which is the first major turning point of the race. It's also the only place where you're likely to encounter anything a little bit funky. Looking around behind me here, you'll see there's a couple of waves breaking out there. Looking at the forecast, there's every chance they'll be there tomorrow as well. They stretch out around about 300 or 400 metres out into the bay from where I'm standing on the shore. There's no real way around them other than to get in really close. If you're not that confident, go round. Of course, if you want to stop and surf instead of paddling your race, we look very favourably upon that at Dolls Point Paddlers. That's a really cool thing to do. There are 3 safety boats out on the course during the race, but this is a place they can't come. If you find yourself with a problem here, just swim to shore and sort yourself out. If you drift out past the breakers, they'll be able to grab you from out. Of course, when you get to Dolls Point, you'll find your mark for each of the two courses. The short course, looking down Botany Bay there, we'll see the Novotel. The Novotel is a very distinctive building, a step design, opposite the shark nets at Brighton Le Sands, pretty hard to miss. If you're on the short course, when you round Dolls Point, you head straight for the Novotel. You'll go round the turning can for the short course at the Novotel from the bay side, so you'll turn left around the marker and then head back up, back to Dolls. There's no other cans on the course. When you get to Dolls, just here, you'll then make a right turn and as fast as you can get back to the finish line, which is over at the sailing club where we began. The race is being run on an ebb tide, and as well as the tide, you've got the river flow coming out. So if that swell's there tomorrow, you can bet that the current is going to lift it up and make it look pretty cool. It's not your hoopo, this is a harbour race after all, but it's something to be aware of. The other thing that happens at Dolls Point is the confluence of currents means that as you reach the eddy line directly off the point there, your boat can be turned left or right. It's not always obvious which way. So that's a nice little game we play. Wonder which way I'm going to get turned today as I cross that eddy. be aware of it. It's about the only place on the whole course you're likely to encounter any sort of rough water. The long course, your mark is a little easier. It's Centre Point Tower, biggest structure in Sydney on the skyline. If you aim straight at Centre Point Tower, that'll take you down to the end of the breakwall at the Cooks River. That's the turning can to turn east and head out into Botany Bay to the second mark, which is about 150 metres off the end of the runway. There's a forecast 10 to 12 knot westerly. You might even get a little downwind run there. And then from that turning point back all the way to Dole's Point here, you've actually got the potential for a 10 to 12 knot side chop. And you're out in the middle of the bay. Botany Bay is a big bay, and be prepared to cop a bit of side wind for the best part of 5 or 6 kilometres back to the lee that the land provides. The finish line will be further to the east from where you started the race on the beach, directly in front of the sailing club. So you'll come around the sand spit behind me here and finish in front of the club. There'll be a pink buoy there. The finish line is on the water, so your time will be recorded shortly before you touch down. From that point, pick your boat up and head off in accordance with our COVID rules. Hopefully grab your big trophy to chuck in the car before you leave. Thanks for taking the time to listen to this rather bizarre briefing. Enjoy your race tomorrow. It's a beautiful place to go for a paddle. Please pay attention to the COVID rules that'll be outlined in the email that goes out Friday evening. And look forward to seeing you there tomorrow. Good luck.